Um, Let me see. What is my purpose? My actual goal is to kind of like reach people. I think it was just something that we were born to do or something. I don't know. Like I've always had a way to reach out to people for some reason and communicate with people. And I'm not scared to do it.
No, that's actually cool, man. That deserves a hand clap. I mean, I wish we had an applause over here. That deserves that. Yes, because I tell you, you need more young black men saying, yeah, I will do this to reach out to more people. You know what I'm saying? But my question is, what message do you really want to give out? That's enough of y'all clapping. What else? What message do you really want to get out to the people by doing this show? Like, what do you want to hit them? What do you want them to know?
Well, the main thing I want them to know is freedom of speech.
Okay.
And I see too many times we're allowing the government to dictate what we say now. So now it's like you can't even say anything and be yourself because you got to be so controlled. And I feel like if we have a platform where we can't be controlled, where we can't be censored, you get to talk your shit, whatever that shit is. I don't care if it's business shit. I don't care if it's church shit. I don't care what. It doesn't matter what that is. Talk your shit. That's what it really is about.
I feel that. I get that. You know what I'm saying? I've been seeing your lives and stuff like that. But like, my thing is like, I mean, when people have the freedom of speech, which is great, right? We have that. But what are people really talking about? Like, what are they talking about? Is it valid? Is it relevant? Like, what are people talking about? What do you want the message to be based on the Second Amendment?
Basically, based on the Second Amendment, it's the freedom of speech.
Right.
Correct?
Yeah.
So, what the problem is, and we all know, if you say certain things, now you're ridiculed, correct?
Yeah.
You think a certain way,
yeah.
Now you're ridiculed, right?
Yeah.
So how can you really talk your shit when you got to talk their shit?
That's true. You got to talk theirs. That's true.
You can't talk your own shit, brother.
But then again, it was never freedom. Or was it?
Well, see, that's a different discussion.
Who was the freedom of speech for? Let's talk about that.
Well, why did they make any laws?
For some people.
Correct. So why was that law made?
For some people.
Correct.
And so the freedom of speech, when you think about freedom of speech, it was freedom to speak to a certain class or group or whatever the case may be. It really didn't mean say what you want.
Correct.
And so I think a lot of people don't understand that when they think about the amendments, like, oh, yeah, I got the voice. Yeah, you sure do. But that doesn't mean you don't have consequences for what you say.
Correct. That is true.
So here's the problem.
Okay.
When you can speak without fear of consequences, that's freedom. But when you have consequences based on what you say, that's not freedom. Because I'm sorry, black people out there, I'll tell you right now, you can say what you want, and I'm good with it. I'm down with you too. I'll say what I want too. But let me tell you something. Don't ever think you're in a position of power where you can say what you want and there's no consequences. There are.
Is that only to black people, though?
I'm mainly speaking because I'm black, and I know I could be in the workplace right now, and I can say some things. Yeah, they want me to be courageous and have my conversations, but then again, in the back of their mind, they're the ones that pushes my paycheck. They're the ones that make sure I get the increases and I get the promotions, and so forth. Until I'm out of that position as a black man, I don't really have freedom of speech. Now, when I get out of that position, where I have my own business and I'm my own business owner. Yeah, exactly. When I'm my own business owner, then I can control my own destiny. That makes sense. But until then, I do work for a person or a man higher than I, which could also have consequences based on what I may say. So I got to be wise.
Okay, so it's really about being smart at what you say. Like
That's
Jace
it.
right now, like my little nephew, he's definitely a smart guy. He's like, Daddy, I don't want to be here, but my little guy gonna be all right. So definitely I understand those facts, and I'm glad you brought those subjects up. Those are real subjects that I would like to talk about on this show.
You should talk about it because it's real.
I think that's my main thing about this show. I want to be able to express real things and get the point across to us as a people that we need to change the way we're thinking,
right,
or we're going to be extinct.
Stop thinking you free. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know we think we free. I get it. We don't got chains and shackles on. But are we really free?
Are we?
I mean, do we really own most of the... Do we have the monopoly here? Not really.
Got him.
Not really.
Got
You know what I'm saying? There's things that happening on our lives that we got to make sure we prepared for. And so what I'm saying is we got to be strategic. All right? We got to be smart, but yet wise. So here's my difference, right? So you can have a lot of smart black people, a lot of smart black men and women and children. That's great. I love intellect. I love intelligence. It's perfect. We need that. We were born this way. But wisdom is a gift. Okay? And wisdom shares with you how to do things in a certain way strategically. So when I think about smart people versus wise people just understand more. They don't react, they respond. Mm-hmm. And so here's the thing. We've got to be more responding versus reactive when things are happening. So look, a wise person will say, you know what? I know I don't have the freedom of speech, or I do have the freedom of speech, but let me be wise in what I say because I got to make sure that I'm talking to the masses of people and that at the end of the day, I want to get my point across.
Correct.
So it's not about me being smart about it. It's me being wise about it. How do I get that done? So people talk all that stuff like I'm straight up telling you straight up. This is easy. Just simply talk, right? Simply. I'm a God-fearing man. Simply pray for wisdom. You know what I mean? Like wisdom is something you got to be given. It's not something you earn. It's given, and it doesn't necessarily come with age. You know, life experience does give you some other things to understand, but wisdom doesn't necessarily come with age. It is a gift. You have to get this.
Yeah, you kind of have to like really think about it and actually learn yourself and educate yourself.
Yeah.
To become, to get wisdom.
You have to.
You have something. You don't just have wisdom.
It takes patience. Yeah. It takes patience.
It takes mistakes.
You've got to have patience to have wisdom.
I feel like you have to make mistakes too.
You do have to make mistakes.
Because how do you learn if you think you're doing everything correct? What are you going to learn?
I'm sorry. You are only as good as your mistake, right? So when you learn from that mistake, you're better.
Correct.
Like that's just how it is. Like you just can't sit there and simply say, "Hey, I made mistakes, and didn't learn from them." If you make the same mistakes, then so what? That just means you're smart because you maybe do it a different way. But if you didn't learn from it, you didn't get no wisdom.
That's facts.
Simple.
So my question is, and this is a deep question, and
go ahead.
I'm
ready for it.
I'm waiting for somebody to answer this question.
I'm ready for it.
How do we create more wealth for our black community to look to at least put a dent in this country, and where they realize, wait, these valued lives do matter?
Simple. Education. And I'm not talking about college 4-year degree. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about educating yourself on finances, educating yourself on how this world works when it comes to money. Okay, there are some secrets that we don't know when it comes to wealth. Correct. Wealth is like a lot of people that we see that are of different nationalities, different cultures are wealthy, but it's not new money, it's old money. Money that's been passed down from plantations, from different things, years and years of money just been stored up, invested in certain things. That's what most of this new wealth is right now. Mm-hmm. You know, what we have to learn is we have to, as a people, start somewhere. So we've got to own something, whether it's property, business, whatever the case may be, stocks. We've got to own something. If we don't start owning things, we can't pass it down.
Correct.
So we've got to stop thinking that everything we're doing right now is for ourselves. I don't care about your Gucci clothes. I don't care about your Versace glasses. That means nothing to me. You paid $10,000 for that. You stupid. That's dumb. You basically said, let me stop here with my career. Let me stop my generations. Let me stop my legacy because I want to get a $10,000 pair of glasses. Who the heck cares? Do you see the president of the United States rocking Versace? No, because they don't care. Because it doesn't matter. I'm still the most powerful man in the world.
Correct.
But yet I don't got Versace glasses. So y'all the ones walking around here thinking you got to have flash fashion, making these other folks rich, these white people rich. That's what you're doing.
Just call
you're
it
making them richer. Like, I'm just going to be out with it.
Let's just call it what it is.
You making them richer. You trying to pop all this stuff with all this fashion and stuff. Great. Sounds good. You look good. But so what? So what? You just gave that man $10,000. Mm-hmm. And you just put him on straight up advertisement. So now other people that follow you think, oh, I should do what you do. Oh, I should get what you got. So I mean, I'm not rich unless I have Versace. Are you bugging? Like,
So why can't we take those $10,000 and go into our own neighborhoods and spend $10,000?
because we're walking in ignorance. We're thinking like, hey, I only can get Versace or Gucci in certain places, so I'm gonna go get that. So I got the Louis Vuitton store. I'm gonna go pay $10,000 for this bag. All right, you cool. You paid $10,000 for this bag, but someone in my community did not own that.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. We always put money in other communities, in other cultures, in other races, and not doing ours. Why?
Big point,
Because we're
big
trying to
point.
make it look like we flossing.
Big
We're trying to be
point.
like something we not. Who
Big point.
cares?
I mean,
Who
I think
cares?
we're all guilty, but I'm not spending
cares?
$1,000 on clothes.
Nah, who cares?
I might buy me a Nike fit because I like the comfortability.
I work in the
Can I
financial
ask-
industry.
can I ask
I'll
a
tell you
question?
right now. Let me tell you something. Some of the most richest people don't look like they're rich,
That's the
and
question.
it don't even matter. But they loaded.
Why aren't there more black-owned clothing, black-owned vehicles, black-owned corporations?
Cause we too busy buying. We ain't too busy creating. We too busy buying. We too busy trying to get it. We're not working at trying to create our own. We're not working at trying to make sure we invent our own. We're not working at trying to make sure we manufacture our own. We're trying to buy. And that's why we don't see a lot of it. Because we're trying to buy.
So
if these
we're just doing
if
the
these
spending.
If we stop spending on all this stuff and start creating our own line and making it popular, then that'd be the difference. But yep, we want Gucci, we want Louis Vuitton because it's already been known. But like, we didn't create that. So why are we buying it so much and paying all that money for it?
Why?
So as soon as they get a record deal, I'm buying Gucci. As soon as they get a basketball deal, oh, I'm buying Louis Vuitton. All right, so like you're not putting your money in the community. You're putting your money into other people because now you know you can afford it.
Correct.
Failure right there. Failure number one. Failure number one. Simple. My son even knows that. Simple.
All right. Well, we're going to stop it right there and talk that shit show.